on health. Dr. Vipin, who is working as a director of National Innovation Foundation, has been working on this along with his team for a long time. The team led by Mr. Satish Pradhan and the others who were part of the evaluation committee spent last few months to come to these 7 as representative ones to be presented here. Without taking much of your time, I'll request Dr. Vipin, the director of NIF, to please come and conduct the next session.
Respected Dr. Vijay Kelkar, Shri Satish Pradhan ji, ladies and gentlemen, very warm welcome and good afternoon. Today in health session we have 7 outstanding individuals who basically try to solve the problem of society and meet the unmet need of the people. They are here not just to make the presentation of their technologies, but they are here for the networking with you people. I would request all the presenters to please finish their presentation within 5 minutes. And we also requested them to put their phone number and email at the last of their presentation.
Thank you for the nice introduction, Doctor. I think health is a subject which all of us are aware of its importance, the criticality of this sector. I hardly need to add anything other than to say that since childhood one hears health is wealth. As one lives along, one finds that this wealth gets neglected at personal, social, organizational, policy, government, at every level. And I think India's health challenges are really tremendous. And unless we do something about it, our social and economic progress is likely to be greatly affected. And India needs innovative solutions. So I think let us give the floor to the innovators to tell us what ideas they have about contributing to India's health sector. Thank you.
Honorable dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, very good afternoon. Opening a session post-lunch and getting the desired attention is an Herculean task, but I'll try my best to do that. Well, we are from Medi Akaso Healthcare, a social enterprise based in Mumbai, and we work in the field of menstrual hygiene management. Now, why menstrual hygiene management? This is a subject which is very sensitive. Not much information is properly imparted to the girl child in our society, especially in societies like ours. And also there's a taboo attached to it and a lot of myths around it. So what do we see? I mean, there are problems associated with menstruation and menstrual sanitary protection. What we are addressing here are 2 factors, health and environment. So we conduct awareness programs which revolve around health and environment awareness.
Good afternoon, everybody. Entrance into the small objective world is possible after the invention of optical microscopy, which offer us to analyze the small objective into submicron design. But the expectation of human being has no limit. So we invented a new technique which is scanning probe microscope. The key point of this microscope is probe which is acting with samples, and the interacting force between sample and the probe is the key point of measurement of any small objective, which offer us the imaging into 30 nanometer. In optical microscope, in contrast, optical microscope offer us the imaging in small objective into 200 nanometer. So the probe fabrication become very interesting to the researcher. Basically, my target is to fabricate this optical fiber probe kit, and I have completely made in my laboratory setup, simple laboratory setup. Next slide, please. This is the conventional imaging by scanning optical microscope. Next slide, please. And this is the conclusions of my research, that we need some more appropriate tests, and for broad sense, that is in commercial sense, I need more analysis in this technique.
Okay, good afternoon everyone. My presentation is about sanitation. I've been in this space for the last 15 years and I consider myself a sanitation professional, and I've coined this terminology called Sanipreneur. So I like to call myself a Sanipreneur. Most people would look at it as a shit man or a loo man or whatever, but I like to call myself a Sanipreneur. We have developed successful models, and I'm quickly going to show you what we've been doing and what exactly we need in time. So we are basically India's pioneer and award-winning sanitation services and solutions provider. We've been a specialist. We started with portable sanitation, where now we're in waste management services and developing lots of solutions and models for toilets and waste management way before our Honorable Prime Minister came out with this idea of Swachh Bharat. We've developed already several pilot projects as well as successful models pan-India. We're offering so we believe in a model which is not only a sale model but even an annuity model. So it's at a lower cost, and you can take advantage of it at a much better price, especially for the BOP. We are catering and servicing to the bottom of the pyramid and the unserved settlements in rural India, so as rural and urban India, resulting in an improved situation of improved hygiene, enterprise building, and dignity to all, which is extremely important in today's day and age. We provide all kinds of toilets, which include portable toilets, public toilets, community, school sanitation, and we're also doing waste management and biodigesters as well. I think the image is a little... Okay. So the first one is a low-cost ferrocement unit which we've developed, which is a micro-enterprise model which can go out to rural areas where we provide a mold and two certain components, and locally can be made for less than 10 to 12,000 rupees. So the plan is to cover 8 villages by 31st of December, to cover 22 villages by 31st of March, which is the end of the financial year. And we've already developed a sustainability model where the children of the school itself have come up and they clean the toilets. So we're going to reduce the cost of maintenance by that. This is a very commonly practiced concept pan-Asia, especially in Japan, which is one of the cleanest places today in the world that you can think about. And we're going to use communication channels, which is going to be assisted by the Symbiosis Institute for behavioral and social changes locally. So educate them on menstruation, on health and hygiene issues and things like that. I did discuss the app. We're developing another app which could be used for monitoring the progress of this particular activity that we're doing. That could also be used by the ministry, or the people who are in senior leadership can actually see the changes on a regular level. Oops, what was that? Okay. And the last step is that all this is possible, but we need funding, and corporate social responsibility is a big area where we're looking at getting funds from to get this done. So there are 22 villages, and then make a plan, make a absolute concrete report and submit it to the Honorable Minister and to the senior Swachh Bharat Abhiyan committee to see how we can actually scale this up pan-India. That's really the aim of this entire exercise that we're doing along with PIC. The other aspect which you can't see in the presentation is microfinance, is also another area which we want to tap into for the purchase and for the requirement of utilizing this entire concept.
So, I'm Santosh Dubey. I'm a TIS graduate in social entrepreneurship last year. So, we are working on drinking water. So, at now, we are working on arsenic and bacterial contamination in rural areas. So, as you can see in this picture that around 137 million people are affected by the arsenic contaminations. And once you talk about this bacterial contamination, around 37.7 million people are affected with this bacterial contamination. So, this overall economical cost is around $600 million. And due to this waterborne diseases, 73 million working days has been lost due to all these things. So, when you talk about rural India and urban India, you can see that how these people are getting water in rural India. There is a ponds, there is a wells, there is a rivers, and there is other things. So there is a hand pump. So I can't do anything with these hands, with these rivers, ponds, and wells, but I can do something with a hand pump. So we have developed small purifier which can be easily attached to the hand pumps, which can remove arsenic and bacteria. And in this picture you can see that the villagers don't need water for whole day, right? So they need water for the washing their clothes, taking bath. So you can see that in the picture there's a back end cap. Once you remove the back end cap, the water will come through the back mouth. So this untreated water, once you put the back again on the filter, is a treated water, so that it can get the treated and safe water and a water for the household at the same time.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm honored to have an opportunity to present on this platform today. Last year, our Honorable Prime Minister launched the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Since then, there has been a lot of talk as to what needs to be done, how many toilets need to be built, but there is little discussion as to how we are going to do it. Let us take a perspective on these things. So, as you can see, the UNICEF says that more than 50% people, you may be aware that more than 50% of the country doesn't have access to toilets, and about 12 crore toilets need to be built. So, approximately speaking, it's a $25 billion opportunity. But still, it is surprising that we haven't seen big established construction companies to come forward and embrace this challenge openly. The further challenges are scaling it up, introducing mechanization, and adopting alternative sewage treatment and other technologies. We have also been awarded for the innovative and affordable toilet at the Indian Sanitation Summit last year. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I am Sujay Santra, founder and CEO at iCure. I would like to thank the organizers for giving us the opportunity to come over here and talk about our work. A brief about myself: I have worked in IBM and Oracle for more than 12 years. Last, I was in Oracle as a solution architect before starting iCure. So I would like to play a quick video to talk about our journey. So at iCure, we have covered more than 5 years of our journey, and our basic aim and purpose of the healthcare delivery and the rural healthcare delivery is how we would be able to provide the rural and the remote monitoring intervention using very low cost and simple to use technology. Government and using our technology to provide the solutions wherever it is required. And in terms of the WIMS technology, we have a competitive edge. It works across the 3 layers, right from the last mile to the hospital level. We are now present in West Bengal, Odisha, Jharkhand, Karnataka, and we are now expanding in several other geographies. And we are working with several international research partners like University of Michigan, McGill, Santa Clara, to name a few, as well as we are working with several hospital partners.
Good afternoon. Before I begin, let me thank Dr. Mishalkar, who has given this great opportunity to me. For the second time, I'll be sharing some of my work with them. And also to PIC and the audience here who has stayed here late afternoon. I represent Excellence in Bioinnovations and Technologies, acronymed XBITS, which looks at biotechnology-based solutions or biology-based solutions for healthcare. This is also an example of high-tech solutions made available to the rural population and remote to hard-to-reach populations. I would just like to close with one last sentence, that in last 20 years, there has been no new antibiotic that has been developed.
This takes my mind back to many, many years when a friend from overseas sent a project to me. This was in partnership with an Indian NGO wanting to set up a children's hospital in rural area. It was all looking very nice, well-equipped hospital available for Indian rural village. I was about to say yes, then I decided let me go and visit one of the rural hospitals. The best I could find was near Wardha in Kasturba Memorial Trust Hospital. I visited the place, their pediatric ward, everything was looking fine. I discussed the idea briefly with the doctors there, sought their opinion. And that day evening I was reading through their report. And then while reading through the statistics, I found that that particular year, and in the previous year for which the report was, 225 children had died. 225 patients who were admitted. So next day morning when I was discussing with the dean and other doctors, I said, why does this happen in spite of very good facilities? They said, sir, these people bring these children here at such last stage, you know, after everything is delayed, wrong diagnosis is done by somebody, they have visited some quack, that even with best of facilities, it is very difficult to save them. So I still, today I remember I went back to the sponsors of this project and requested them not to put up a hospital, but spend the funds in making a primary health center, a roving van for awareness and education of medicine, and some diagnostic facilities, and make a free ambulance service available for the surrounding area to bring it to a connected hospital. After many years looking through all these presentations which were made today, I think India's unique health sector needs are slowly getting addressed, and they are nothing but awareness, accessibility, availability, quality, and affordability. I am also glad to see that new technologies are being brought to use, you know, to help us solve our problems. So thank you very much, all the innovators, all the passion and all the work, and very inspiring, very inspiring. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Vipin. Thank you, Swati. Thank you all the participants. I think if I look at the program, if you allow me a second so that I could make a couple of announcements and it could get going. Thank you. If I look at the flow of the program, we'll have approximately 10 minutes of coffee break. If we do that and come back, then we have an excellent set of participants on the livelihood session, coming from Pune as well as outside Pune, coming from Maharashtra as well as outside Maharashtra, and thereafter we'll have a very short session on the way forward where Dr. Mashelkar, Dr. Kelkar and Mr. Pradhan will speak. So request you all to please join us on the lawns for a cup of coffee and come back in 10 minutes. As you leave, some of you who have used the Twitter or the social media, of course, thanks for all of that, and the Twitter handle is @PuneIntCenter. That's the Twitter handle, so feel free to use it as much as you like. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.